Hello, students. Welcome to your geography class. I am Mrs. Jenny Shah, and we are doing the chapter drainage. Um, the term drainage is used to describe the river system of an area. We often see that small rivers or streams coming from different directions, they drain into a large water body like a lake or a sea or an ocean. The area drained by a single river system is known as a drainage system. So the term drainage describes the river system of an area. I have shared a diagram with you on the screen, which is of the rivers, different parts of the rivers. You can see the mouth, the delta. You can see those oxbow lakes and the channels that they are making, tributaries. At the top, we have the source of the river. Okay, the confluence, where there's, they're gonna like merge together, it becomes a confluence. So we are going to talk about all these things through this chapter. The area drained by a single river system is called a drainage basin. An area of land where water drains into a stream is called a drainage basin. A mountain or an upland area which is separating two drainage basins is called a water divide. Any elevated area like a mountain or an upland segregates or separates two drainage basins. This upland is called a water divide. The world's largest drainage basin is of Amazon River. The Amazon River is the largest drainage basin. India's largest drainage basin is of the Ganga River. You already know this delta, correct? The drainage systems in India, we have two major groups, the Himalayan rivers and the Peninsular River system. These are the two drainage systems that we have in India. The Himalayan river systems, these are perennial rivers. They perform an immense erosional activity in the upper course. Brahmaputra and Indus make gorges over here. They carry huge loads of silt and sand with them. Most of these rivers are very long. They are also large rivers in number. If you see, the number is very large. These are very, very useful for irrigation and navigation. That's the reason we have lots of fertile land around it. Many of these, they represent antecedent drainage. Okay, and most of these cut deep gorges. Ganga Brahmaputra Delta is also the world's largest delta. Okay, in the middle and the lower course, these form meanders, oxbow lakes, floodplains, and deltas. Ganga, Indus, and Brahmaputra, these are the major rivers. Students, these are actual pictures of India. This is how beautiful India really is. We don't need to visit a foreign land to enjoy the natural beauty. Now let's look at the peninsular rivers. Peninsular rivers are short and they have a shallower course. They are seasonal and they depend on rainfall. There are less erosional activities in the upper course, and during the dry season, it has a reduced flow of water. Some of them are seasonal, while the others they carry less amount of water. These are comparatively smaller in length, and they are also comparatively very few compared to the Himalayan rivers. They have comparatively smaller sized basins and catchment areas. These are not very useful for irrigation and navigation. Most of these rivers represent consequent drainage. They flow in shallow valleys and they form comparatively smaller sized deltas. Okay, so the peninsular rivers they do not carry a lot of silt, so there are no major plains. Land is fertile only in the delta region. The Mahanadi, Godavari, Krishna, and Kaveri these originate in the western Ghats and they flow towards the Bay of Bengal. The Narmada and Tapi they originate in the central highlands and they flow towards the Arabian Sea. Okay? Now, a river has three stages: the upper course, the middle course, and the lower course. The upper course, these are the headwater streams that swiftly flow down steep mountain slopes and they cut deep V shaped valleys. Okay, waterfalls and rapids occur in this zone. Okay, so over here the flow is very swift, it is of the force is more, there's so much of force and there's so much of water that they can cut deep V-shaped valleys. Okay, then you go to the middle course. Over here, uh, lower elevation streams they merge to flow down gentle slopes. Okay, valleys broaden as coalescing rivers start to meander. So they start making meanders, and then we go to the lowest elevations where a river meanders across a broad land. Okay, now there is nearly flat valley and floodplain at a river's mouth. It may divide into separate channels as it flows across a delta extending out to the sea. The coastal plain and the delta are made of river sediments. All right. So, students, these are the three stages of a river: upper course, middle course, and lower course. Let's understand the role of rivers in the economy of our country. Rivers have attracted human settlement from ancient times. Today, these settlements have now become large cities, and we use these rivers for irrigation, navigation, and hydro power generation. So, students, rivers are a very important part of our economy. They are very, very important to us, and they have a very important role in our country. So for agriculture, because of these rivers we can do good agriculture. They bring us flood plains which makes the soil very fertile. They bring in the alluvial, they bring in the silt. Basins are formed because of these river systems which help us to determine the flow and direction of the underground water. There are multi-purpose projects and irrigation systems all based on these rivers, okay, and also economic activities. Now, besides the rivers, we also must remember lake. Lake is an area of variable size filled with water. This is localized in a basin that is surrounded by land, okay. So we should also know the importance of lakes. So the lakes helps us to regulate the flow of a river. They maintain they maintain an even flow of the water and they prevent flooding during a rainy season. Okay. They are also used for developing hydel power. They influence the climate of the surrounding area. They enhance the beauty and they develop tourism, and they also maintain an aquatic ecosystem. Okay, but today, students, river pollution, because of the growing domestic, municipal, industrial, and agricultural demands for water from the rivers, this is naturally affecting the quality of water. The main reason is this heavy load of untreated sewage and industrial effluents that are emptied into this water continuously, that is causing water pollution. We are going to, contaminate water to an extent that we will not find fresh water to drink. There is urbanization and industrialization. This has also contributed to river pollution. The river of plastic, appalling reality of urban India. This is a real image taken. This was a river. Look at those people over there. They are still there. This is so bad. Our beaches were so dirty. So, students, with this, I'm ending the class today. Next class, we move further and we will learn about this river systems in a little more detail. Thank you and have a good day.